In this video, I'm going to give you the best 5-step content strategy in 2024 that's worked for myself and all of the clients we've worked with, hundreds and hundreds of clients, and it could work for you as well. So stick to the end of this video because I'm going to give you an in-depth, step-by-step guide on exactly how to convert your content into leads and ultimately a thriving business. So let's get started. So first, the elephant in the room is more than likely, if you're watching this video, you're probably not posting on your social media. So why is it that you're not posting on your social media? Now, this is a very sneaky, undercover thing. We all have our own stories on why we're not posting on social media. It could be, I don't have the right mics, I don't have the right camera, I don't have the right equipment, I don't like the way my voice sounds, I don't like my bedroom, I don't like my scene, I don't like this or that. We tell ourselves hundreds of stories. That's the first layer, right? It's the preventative action, the story we tell ourselves. Now, this is the second layer, right? Like, let's say you do get all the things you need. You get a camera, you get mics, you get everything you need. Then we overanalyze it and we're like, oh, it's not good enough. It doesn't look right. The edit's not perfect. I didn't like the way I sounded. I was feeling sick that day. So then, if you overcome the first hurdle of the story you told yourself, then there's a second hurdle before you even post it. Napoleon Hill wrote a book called Outwitting the Devil. In that book, it talks about the 6 fears that plague mankind. Fear of criticism, fear of poverty, fear of ill health, fear of loss of love, fear of rejection. There's another one. I don't remember. But today, we're talking about the fear of criticism. And again, like I said earlier, it's a very sneaky fear. It's undercover and it shows up in all these ways that it's not necessarily like the fear of criticism. But if you think deep, like, why is it that I feel like I need to have top-of-the-line equipment? Well, it's so that it could be good. Okay, why does it need to be good? Oh, because when I put it out, I don't want anybody to talk crap about me. I don't want to look stupid. I don't want to, my ex to see this, whatever, right? And ultimately, it's the fear of criticism. We have a fear of being criticized for putting ourselves out there. And so that's the very first step we need to overcome before we can get into these 5 pillars. So let's say you're brave enough, you overcame it. Now, how do we overcome that? So there really is no easy way. There's no trick to it. You just have to be brave enough to put yourself out there, because if you can't overcome that, then the next level of business, it's you can't unlock it. You need to just put your best foot forward and try, and know that Michael Jordan wasn't the first time he picked up a basketball, he wasn't when he got his 6th championship ring. It took a lot of practice and a lot of repetitions to get to that. And it's going to be the same for you in the content industry. You're going to need to put in a lot of repetitions to practice and get better. And the only way to get better is by dribbling that basket, by shooting those hoops, and in the form of content. So by filming yourself, by actually posting it, by writing captions, by getting feedback and seeing what works for you, and then changing your strategy to that. So again, stick to the end of this video because we're about to dive into our 5-step process that we use at Pathfinder Productions that have created tons and tons of success stories for all of our clients. So let's get into it. So the first step is concept content planning. So concept content planning, what is that? So we take 30 pieces of content and we prepare them like a meal prep. So why do people meal prep? So that it can help them stay consistent with their goals. It reduces the friction, and you don't have to think about it. It just goes out. So that's what I'm going to give you today, is the meal prep version of content. So step 1, concept content planning. So we start with the hooks. So whatever your target market is, if you're a personal trainer and you're targeting overweight people, your hooks would start addressing those people. Whoever your avatar is, if you're for me, our clientele is business owners who need help with content. Whoever your avatar is, regardless of what the business is, you want to start by communicating and addressing them. So first step is coming up with 30 hooks. Now, we utilize a lot of tools. ChatGPT is a great resource. ChatGPT prompt you could use is give me 30 hooks to communicate to my target audience as a fitness trainer who's going to help them lose weight. That's a great place to start. I don't know if your algorithm's like mine. I get a lot of people that pop up and say, oh, these 5 hooks work. Or, I follow different coaches and stuff like that talk about hooks that work for them. So I like to take notes. I have a notepad right here. I literally will write down notes for hooks that I think that are going to work. So come up with 30 hooks. ChatGPT is a great resource, for our clients. So a hook could be, you're a business owner that's been struggling with content. These are 3 easy steps that are going to get you to the other side. Something along those lines, right? I used to struggle with content as a business. I used to struggle with producing content as a business owner. I did these 3 things to help me overcome it and gain 60,000 followers. So that's like another hook, right? Like there's a ton of methods on how to create good hooks, but get 30 of them down. So then what we do is step 2. Well, actually, then what we do is we reverse engineer. I like to add at least 3 value points, right? Like how you're going to serve the client. You're going to solve some problems for them. So I was a business owner. I used to have trouble putting out content as a business owner, and these are the 3 things I learned that helped me go from 0 to 60,000 followers. And then I would give them the 3 tips. So posting content consistently every day, niching down and talking directly to my target avatar. And number 3, upping the quality in my production. Whatever, right? This is off the dome. Then last, we'd end it with a call to action. So depending on what style of content, I like to mix it up into thirds. So I like to do 10 pieces of content where it's call to action to our funnel, which is comment the word content and I'll shoot you the link to see if you qualify to work with us. So that I like to do 30% of them that way, right? Or 33, whatever. And then I like to do another 10 of them if we're doing a 30-day content plan. I like to do 10 of them to, if you like this kind of content, follow for more. And then I like to share this piece of content if you found it valuable, right? So I like to do a combination of those 3 for a content plan so that you're not like always pitching it down people's throat. So once you have 30 concepts done, the next step is filming. So I know what you're thinking is, hey, Oscar, I don't have the equipment I need. It looks like you have a really nice lighting setup. I don't have that stuff, right? You don't need to have the best of the best. What you do need is decent audio. So you could get a decent microphone on Amazon for $20. I'll link it in the description. You could get, and then you have your phone. And then ideally, you would like to have a decent light, like a key light. I'll also link that in the description. But you don't even need that. If you have a window, like you could set up yourself in front of a window so that the light is hitting you from this way. And then with a decent mic and a phone, you're going to have everything you need. So you don't need the top of the line equipment. I am biased because I own a production company or a social media agency, whatever you want to call it. I think that creating content is like one of the, having the highest quality content is one of the best things you could do. So I like to have the best quality content. So I have the cameras, I have the lighting, I have everything like that. So if you do want to level up your content, I'll also put all the equipment that I'm using in this current setup for you. But next, step 2 is filming. So you take what you've already prepared. So by this point, you kind of know the content. You've done the research, you've drafted it, you've written it. So now you sit down in a well-lit place somewhere where you won't be disturbed and you knock them all out. You do the talking heads, right? All 30 of them. Now, you sit there, you deliver the lines, you say it personal, like you genuinely want to help people on the other end of the screen. Like I genuinely want to help, and I hope that this adds value to you. This is the exact system we use our clients, and we sell it for thousands and thousands of dollars. So filming the content, it should take you honestly anywhere from an hour to 2 hours, maybe 3 or 4 if you're really like your first couple times and you're kind of like getting the hang of it. So once you film all of your content, you go to step 3. Step 3 is editing. Now, if you're in a hard place and you can't afford to hire an editor, then you can always edit your own content. You could use Premiere, you could use CapCut. There's even AI that'll do it, certain AIs. The AIs aren't perfect, but they'll get the job done if you're like at ground zero. But when you edit your own content, you're going to probably have to do a lot of YouTube tutorials. It's going to take a lot of time. But again, if you are in the beginning parts of your business and all you have is time, then maybe it's a good skill to learn. I think that it's best that you hire an editor. You could get really cheap editors on Fiverr, Upwork, and a website called onlinejobs.ph. That's where I hire all my editors from, onlinejobs.ph. Now, the downside is going to take a little bit of time to sift through them and kind of get to know an editor that knows your style and can work with you. So that's going to take a little bit of time as well, but it'll be significantly less time than learning how to edit 30 of your own reels, I promise. So I think the best thing you could do is hire an editor. You get the whole 30-day content plan for probably under $300. Maybe cheaper, honestly, if you get lucky. The AI will edit it for, I think it's like 3 cents an edit or something like that. So you could look into that as well. Now, once you get your edits back, or if you edit them, once they're like revised or everything is good to go, if you have an editor, you'll probably have to review them, make sure that everything is the way you like it. And again, don't be like too attached to it. Social media content has such a short shelf life. Like, if someone sees it and there's a mistake, okay, oh well, tomorrow your next post will completely like eradicate it, right? Like, and it doesn't last very long unless you get a viral video. So yes, try to like get a viral video, but again, just like I've seen a lot of people just constrict themselves from even posting because they want it to be super perfect or they find little things wrong. And again, ultimately, remember that comes from the fear of criticism. That is like such a poisonous, sneaky fear that prevents us from reaching our goals because it's incognito. We don't see it. We're not super aware of it. And because of that, it stops us a lot of the times from getting to where we need to go. So now you got your edits done. They're reviewed. Everything looks good. Next is what we call the content plan step. So in this step, we organize all of the footage. We use Dropbox and Google Sheets. So we will upload all the edits into a Dropbox folder. We'll label them, video 1, video 2, all the way through 30. Then we take a Google Sheet and we put each link to each video in the Google Sheet, and then we'll write out the copy for each video. So, compelling copy, adding value to your avatar, helping them to get to their desired outcome. Now, again, like if we're going back to the references of personal trainers, how you could help them lose weight. If we're going for our clientele, business owners that need help, how we can help them with their content. So all of that, we do that for all 30 of them. So once you have all 30 of them in the Google Sheet with the Dropbox link folder, you officially have what we call a content plan. This is what we develop for our clients, is a content plan. So that's step 4. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're meal prepping our content. This is the best preparation work that you could do so that you can have easy content going out regularly without you thinking about it. Step 5. Next is step 5, and that is scheduling. So I don't know if you guys are familiar, but on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, X, LinkedIn, all the platforms, you could schedule out your posts. So what we'll do is we'll take all 30 posts and we'll schedule them out for a 30-day period. Now, this helps because it prevents you from psyching yourself out on posting. And a lot of times you get busy in life and you forget and you don't go and do it and it falls behind and you don't get that compound effect of showing up every single day. So this helps. So we go in and we schedule it on all the platforms we want to, right? We schedule them out and it helps for you to show up every single day. Now, once those are all scheduled up, you finish your 5th step. That's the basics. That's just showing up for your audience. Next, I recommend you still try to doing these like trends. Like, I'm not saying dance or go out and like do something out of character, but depending on what social media you work the best, like you understand natively the best, you know what type of content could potentially go viral. So I generally, like in those times that you would feel compelled to post, still try to put together a piece of content. You know that the rest of your content's going out automatically. You don't have to think about it. It's going out, but in that free time when you feel compelled to still be creative and still do something, try doing something native to the platform to try to go viral. That really helps. I try to post 2 or 3 times a day if I can. And again, like it's the best way to get feedback so that you know what's working and what's not working. It doesn't matter how many views you get. If you get 10 views on one reel and then on the next one you get 100 views, you know that you did something different so that you're going to get a different result. It's just like, and then you keep doing that. You do what worked and got the 100 views, you do that again. And then the next time you'll get 200 views, right? And if you get something that does 200 views and then another post that does 1,000 views, then you adjust and you do what works for the 1,000 views. And you continue to keep doing that until it keeps scaling and compounding. So, if you like this content, please subscribe. We have a lot more content coming out. Follow me on Instagram, Oscar Dona, or some people say Oscar Dona. Some people say Oscar Dona. I don't know. It's just my first name, Oscar, and last name, Cardona, put together. I don't know. It just lined up, so I did it. I didn't know it was going to be the handle. But, again, subscribe. Follow for more. I'm very excited to continue to keep delivering the secrets that they don't want you to know about regarding content. Peace.